boom. Wait a minute, just like that. Boom, 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 just like that. A-Dubb Productions, just like that. Like, comment, subscribe, just like that. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. A-Dubb, you ready? Wait a minute.
When it comes to handling embroidery orders and clients are in a rush, I thrive in making sure that I get the jobs done professionally, neat, and within the customer's parameters. Got a phone call the other day, and the customer wanted 5 jackets. Well, they told me they wanted 5 jackets embroidered. It turned out to be 6, but they told me they wanted 5. So I quoted them for 5, and I actually ended up doing the 6 jackets for the cost of 5, which is okay. Sometimes I take the hit just to get the new client. And the person that originally got the order didn't want to do it because I suspect he didn't have enough embroidery machines to get the job done in the time that the client requested, so that they recommended the person to me because they know I have a bunch of multi-needle embroidery machines and I can get things done fast. A lot of you guys don't like to take these last minute jobs, but to me, last minute jobs means that you can charge extra money for it. So it could be a quick way to put some extra money in your business's pocket, right? Consider that when you shy away from these last minute jobs. Another thing that a lot of you guys like to stray away from is when customers bring in their own garments. I see a lot of people online saying that they don't like to fulfill orders when customers are bringing in their own garments. Lately, it seems like I've been getting a lot of clients bringing in their own hats, their own jackets, their own shirts, and it might seem like it is a burden. It actually is a burden because it's kind of scary, especially if you're not that familiar with your equipment. Taking the risk of embroidering somebody else's garment and not having an extra one just in case something goes wrong. So you have to know your equipment. You have to take your time and make sure that things go correctly so that you don't ruin garments. That could be very, very expensive. And some of this stuff that you get might not be replaceable, or you might not know where to get the garment from, and the garment might not be able to get to you in a timely manner so you can replace the garment in case anything messes up. That's why I always recommend that you should do a test out stitch to make sure that your embroidery machine is running the design correctly and smoothly before you start embroidering on the customer's garment. But in some cases, when you're in a time crunch, especially when the design might be really, really big, like in this case, the design was really, really big. I was in a time crunch, so I just digitized it. And if you're confident in your digitizing, you know exactly what you're doing, and you can just digitize and run the design, which I highly do not recommend. But I like to live on the edge and I like to roll the dice. And most of the time, all the time, as of right now, it always works out in my favor. So in this instance, the customer wanted a left chest. I think it was a cross on the left chest. They wanted a big design on the back. It was just text. It was fancy text, and it had a saying, but it was big. So I estimated that it would take a nice amount of time to embroider that. So I quoted him for the nice amount of time that it would take to embroider that, and that was pretty expensive. They were providing their own garments, so that's a plus. They were going to bring them to me. But the kicker was, he told me that each jacket was going to get a different name on the inside pocket. Now, when you get requests for like an inside pocket or something like that, that could be kind of iffy because you never know if you could actually embroider on the inside pocket unless the garment is in front of you and you can visually look at it and tell that your machine can actually, you're able to hoop it and your machine is actually able to put the inside pocket inside of that arm so it can move back and forth and articulate in and out and left and right and not stretch or rip the garment. In some cases, the pocket might be so tight that it can't fit at all. But in this case, I looked at the customer's garment when they brought it in, and I was able to embroider on the inside pocket. Now, the fact that each jacket pocket got a different name, to you guys, that means extra money. But once again, in this case, yeah, I did it for free. But just to be fully transparent, I did make out really, really good in this order, even though I didn't charge for everything. Customer called me on the phone And the first thing that came out of their mouth, just like normal, what's your turnaround time? And of course, you can't answer when somebody asks you what's your turnaround time, especially if you have no details on exactly what the customer wants. A turnaround time for a left chest versus a full back is two totally different animals. A turnaround time for something that's not that you have to digitize is something that's totally different. Like there's so many different variables, so you just can't give a customer a turnaround time when that's the first question that they're asking. So it's kind of crazy that people ask these questions, but it's okay. People just want stuff done fast. But he needed the jackets done and he was behind schedule. So I was able to charge him $100 for a rush fee. And that's actually what I charged him. Like I said, now at the end of this video, I'll tell you exactly how much I charged the customer for the whole job. And you can tell me what you would have charged for this whole job. Especially keep in mind that the customer is providing their own garment. Now the customer brought in their garments and I saw 6 jackets and I quoted the customer for 5 jackets. All right. So you can see where this is getting kind of weird here. It was just a miscommunication on both of our parts, but it was also miscommunication because when we agreed on the price, I price quoted him for 5 jackets for left chest and for the full back design. But when he got there, it was 6 jackets, left chest, full back design, and inside pocket name. Every single name on the inside pocket is different. So of course that's a whole lot more money. But the issue was when I gave him the price quote over the phone, he told me the day before, because it was the day before when I gave him the price quote, he told me, let me call you back so I can see if this works for the budget. And then I think what he was trying to do, because this is a tactic, guys. I think what he was trying to do was hold out to see if I contacted him back to give him a better rate, but I never did. So he called me back the next day and says he wanted to go with me, which he probably didn't have any choice because nobody was going to do that amount of work within a short amount of time. And I told him I'll try my best to get it done within 2 days. But to be honest, I told him this was when he dropped off the garments. I told him I'm trying my best to get it done in 2 days, but I'm really going to push to get it done for 1 day just for you because I appreciate your business and you're a new customer. Keep in mind, this whole process from when I first started talking to the client to when he actually bought me the jackets, it was like 2 days. So it's kind of fast, but it's not as fast. Like what I mean is when he first contacted me, he wanted it done right away, like today, if possible, right? But it took him till the next day to agree to the price. And then it took him to the end of that day to bring the jackets into me. Now, I say that to say people will say they're in a rush, and they are in a rush, but they're in a rush on their time. But they probably still have a deadline, but they're in a rush on their time. So don't get stressed out when you get customers that say they're in a rush. Just charge them accordingly because you have to put everything that you're doing on hold. So charge them that rush fee, right? So he bought the jackets in, dropped them off to me, and it was the end of the day. It was about 5 p.m. So at 5 p.m., nothing was getting embroidered that day, right? But what could get done was I went home and I did digitize the designs because and I also took a down payment, a half of the total that we agreed on down payment before I started work. That's always mandatory, all right? So I took the half payment down, got the designs. It was the end of the day, had the jackets, went home, digitized it. The next day, did I do it that evening? Yeah, the next day I came in, and to my surprise, when I calculated how long it would take and gave him an estimate, I estimated a lot longer than the job actually took. So that stuff can work out in your favor also, guys. The back design was a lot of stitches, but I estimated it to take about 4 to 5 hours to embroider out. But after digitizing, it only took about 2 hours for each jacket to stitch out. Maybe like an hour and 40 minutes for each jacket back to stitch out. And I had 6 jackets to do, right? So I loaded up 4 machines. You guys can do, actually, no, I did it on 3 machines. Those of you guys that follow me on Instagram saw already the designs getting done. I did it on 3 machines. I decided to use 3 machines. I could have knocked it all out in one take and just loaded up 6 machines because I have 4, 5, 7, 8. I have 8 heads where I'm working, but I chose to do it in 3 and 3 because I wanted to keep an eye on the jacket backs getting done for a specific reason. Now, let's talk about the back design of the jacket. The client, when they first showed me the picture of the jacket, it was a really, really big design that went on the back of the jacket, and I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to be able to pull that off yet. A lot of you guys might be thinking you could just use the sash frame to do it, but connecting the big table to the machines and then hooping up a jacket so it's exactly straight, there's a lot that goes into using a sash frame that can make the job really, really tricky and really, really difficult to do, and potentially rip a garment or something like that, or put like put marks, permanent marks on a garment. So I didn't go with the sash frame. I went with the 13 by 16 inch Mighty Hoops. Now, the 13 by 16 inch Mighty Hoops, I had to hoop the garment sideways because the Mighty Hoops are 16 inches wide by 13 inches tall, and my design was 14 inches tall. So I had to actually turn the hoop, open up the jacket and turn the hoop sideways and hoop the jacket sideways while making sure the jacket is straight so I can use that 16 inches to put my 14-inch design in the inside. And 14 inches, I think it was 14 by 11 or something like that. But I was able to hoop the jacket sideways, and you have to be really, really, really careful to make sure you line things up perfectly to make sure it embroiders straight on the back of that jacket. So that was a little bit challenging, but it worked out okay. And as you can imagine, I had to put the jacket in and kind of like roll it against itself so that the jacket didn't fall in, because you got one half of the jacket laying into the machine and the other half of the jacket laying off the machine. So it's kind of an awkward stitch out, but it worked out fine. But the thing that I had to be careful was, you know, the hoop was 16 by 13, but the design was 14 by 11. So as you can imagine, the top and the bottom of the design was really, really close to the hoop. So you have to put it in that right position. And between the MT1501 and the Vision machines, there was quite a bit of difference. The Vision, the arms on the Vision is a lot stronger. And the rail that the arms sit on is a lot stronger versus the 1501 and the Marquee. The arms aren't that strong, so the arms can kind of hang down a little bit when you put a heavy jacket on there. But the good thing is the jackets weren't that heavy, so it didn't hang down that much. They were lightweight Old Navy jackets. So what I did was I actually had to reach in on the metal parts and just like kind of like bend it up a little bit. I bent the brackets up a little bit, physically bent the metal up a little bit on the MT1501 and the Marquee, just so the Mighty Hoop can clear and the rim of the Mighty Hoop didn't hit the arm of the embroidery machine. Those of you guys that use that and embroidered big designs know exactly what I'm talking about. If the arm is hanging down too much, the Mighty Hoop will come right against it, and it can sometimes hit, and that can cause you to lose registration. And that's another reason why I chose to only use 3 machines, was because those 3 machines are in one room. So while it's embroidering, I can keep an eye on all of them just in case something gets close or something like that, and I need to make an adjustment, or I need to stop a machine or something like that. I can make an adjustment, or I need to like hold the hoop up while a specific part embroiders, hold it up lightly or something like that. But I never had to, because I traced very, very, very carefully. I positioned the design very, very, very carefully, and everything worked out in my favor. And I will say that I really enjoyed doing this job because it showed me how efficient I've gotten and how fast I can make a bunch of money on my multi-needle embroidery machines. And I made this video because I wanted to show you guys and tell you guys how efficient you can be. The importance of having several different machines and how fast you can make money. So The jackets came out great. The client loved it. He appreciated it because I did the whole job in half a day. Like when I say half a day, I did the whole job in like maybe 5 to 6 hours. 6 hours, because after everything was done, I went and I trimmed the inside. I trimmed all the loose threads on the inside of all the embroidery designs, especially the jacket back. It had a lot of like little 2-thread tails. Clipped all of those up, cleaned it up, cut close to the design as possible, trimming off the cutaway stabilizer and stuff like that. But it came out really, really good to the point where I think I want to just do one for myself. Not on the same jacket though. I have a white jacket. I have a white denim jacket that has no sleeves on it. I think I'm gonna put that design on that jacket just so I can have. So I like to keep stuff. Certain things that I do, I like to keep one just on hand so I can take a look at it and have the physical product. It's kind of like nostalgic, but customer appreciated it. I'm quite sure they're going to recommend me to somebody else. And if you guys are looking for somebody to get your stuff done and you are in crunch time and you have the budget for it, don't hesitate to reach out to me and I can help you get your project done. Now, the grand total in what I charge this guy for doing 6 jackets, full back, left chest, and each inside pocket got a different name. $610 is what I charge him. And I know that's underpriced. That is definitely underpriced for the amount of work that I did. But the amount of time that it took me, which is not even a full day, I feel like it was robbery. I feel like it was a robbery. And that was including my rush fee and everything. $610 is what I charged the client. I know some of you guys might add everything up and say this is a lot more, but this is an example of there is a value in how much something really costs. Like say for example, I could charge him X amount of dollars for this, X amount of dollars, another digitizing fee for the inside pocket and another digitizing fee for this. And then the time it takes to stitch out that. And by the time you're all done, each jacket could have been like $150, right? But the issue is there's a price of how much it actually costs. And then there's a price for how much people are actually willing to pay. And you have to kind of like figure out that happy medium to where you can get that job and not price yourself out. Because a lot of times if you're charging too much, you're probably charging a price that most people are not willing to pay and can't afford to pay and might be outside their budget. In this case, it was probably a project that he was giving to clients. That's why I had the individual names in it. But if that was like for somebody to resell 6 jackets, $610, that's like $100 a jacket. I don't know. It's arguable. Like, would somebody be willing to pay for it? That's not a lot of room for them to make profits if they're reselling a jacket. So you got to like take things into consideration and, go from a client to client basis on how much you would charge for an item. So this, I feel like it ended up working out in my favor. I feel like I made a nice amount of money from it and it didn't take me that much time to do. And it was a fun project for me to hoop sideways and stuff like that and do the inside jacket. I got to use my 8-in-1 hoop and I got to do a bunch of fun stuff on this project. And I got to really see how fast I got to race the marquee versus the MT1501 versus the By Vision. We're in a race. And I will say, what I will tell you guys, the By Vision was steady, right? I had all machines running at 800 stitches per minute. And if I started to buy first and then the Racoma, either one of them, the Marquee or the MT1501, I would start to buy first. I would start the Racoma later, maybe 5 minutes later, and the Racoma would get done before the buy. Now, what I will say is the buy would be slow and steady. It's still cranked up to 800 stitches per minute. The buy would be slow and steady and go through the whole design nonstop. I probably got 1 or 2 thread breaks on the buy, maybe like 1. and the buy stitched out 2 jackets. Each machine stitched out 2 jackets. The Racoma 1501, I probably got about 4 to 6 thread breaks, but that's because that machine's older. It's not tuned up. I could tune it up better so it can run better and stuff like that. Stretch out the springs and stuff and oil it. I don't necessarily do the proper maintenance on my machines all the time. So I'm not making an excuse. I'm just giving you guys a real. Probably had about, between both Racomas, actually about 6 to 7 thread breaks between both of the Racomas. The buy probably had 1 or 2 thread breaks. But like I said, all the machines running at 800 stitches per minute. The buy consistent, smooth. The Racoma fast. Little, I guess a little more problematic, but it would get done. It would beat the buy in time. Like if both of them are 800 stitches per minute, the Racoma is faster. The buy is more consistent. The buy is fast, but it's not as fast as the Racomas. It's precise, and I believe that's because the arm brackets are heavier on the buy vision, and the rail system that holds the arm is heavier. Now the new Racomas have a new rail system. I don't even think they're available yet. They're probably not even selling on their website, but it has a new rail system and it has a thicker arms, but it's going to cost you the top dollar. So, you know, I just thought that was interesting I just thought I'd throw that in there because I know some of you guys are going to ask that question. But and some of you guys are going to ask which machine I like the best. I don't like any specific machine better than the other. I'm just glad I have both of them as an option to work on projects like this. And it's fun to compare both of the machines. And I don't necessarily like one better than the other. I don't necessarily like one better than the other. I like both. I like both of them. So yeah. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got something out of this video. Stay tuned for the next one. Give me a thumbs up so the YouTube can push this video out. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it so much, more than you know. And share this video out with your friends if you thought it was helpful to you. And let me know what your takeaways were on this video and in the comments down below. And let me know how much you would have charged for this design now that you've seen it and what the jackets look like and what all it entailed, guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I appreciate that. And if you're looking for Rush embroidery jobs, I'm your guy, apparently, because everybody reached out to me for Rush jobs. And I get it done, and people are happy. All right? Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you guys later. Peace.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby? This right here, this right here, this right here, this right here. This right here. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. Boom, 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 just like that. A-Dubb Productions, just like that. Like, comment, subscribe, just like that. Boom, wait a minute, just like that. A-Dubb, you ready? Wait a minute.